Have you ever thought about coming to Mexico and starting a new life? It's a dream for many and a nightmare for others. I'm Rich and I moved to Mexico 10 years ago, guys, and I want to share with you some of the lessons that I've learned along the way. So if you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing if you find this information useful, entertaining at all. Please subscribe, guys, and hit that notification button and give me a thumbs up because it all helps. It's a new channel, guys, and it's just getting going, so thanks for that. So let's begin with the video. So personally, I've had the experience and the opportunity to rent and then buy. So let me explain. I rented for the first 5 years of being in Mexico, and for the second 5 years, I've been here 10 years, for the second 5 years, me and my wife, we bought a house, and it's a very humble little abode. I'm in the back garden, as you can see at the moment. Well, I'm in the back garden at the moment. So what have I discovered here in Mexico? Well, in the past 10 years, property prices have gone up considerably. So let's just say, for instance, if you were to buy a property 10 years ago for, say, $150,000, which is kind of an average kind of property here, today it would probably be $300,000 on average. We're seeing appreciation on properties here in Mexico, on average around, I would say, between 10 to 15% per year on appreciation. I mean, that's the incredible amount. I mean, it's gone up a lot, and to be honest, I think the main reason why it has gone up that much is because land prices have gone up that much. Construction has probably gone up a little bit because the price of petrol or gasoline has risen over the past 10 years considerably, even more than doubled in the past 10 years here in Mexico. So we have seen an increase in, say, the cost of materials and labor and all the rest of it, but we have seen a huge increase in the price of land. A lot of what people don't talk about when buying versus renting is the unrecoverable costs of renting versus buying. So what are the unrecoverable costs? So for instance, if you've got a mortgage payment on a property and you're paying interest, that's unrecoverable cost, right? If you've got a rent and you're paying a landlord a rent, that's normally an unrecoverable cost. But as you know, if you have bought a property, you are hoping that you're going to get, the property will go up in price and you'll get a bit of appreciation on the property, and once you start paying down the principal, you own more of the property. Another unrecoverable cost when you're buying is obviously taxes and taxes here. Property tax here in Mexico is very, very reasonable. I mean, in the States, I believe it's around 1%, depending on what state you're in. But here in Mexico, it's about 1/10 of 1%. It's a 1/10 of 1%. So the property taxes are minimal. I mean, for what you have to pay. I find a lot, it's actually very personal, you know, with people that want to rent versus buy. So if you've just arrived, and a lot of people say to me, well, I won't say a lot, but people that I speak to say, I don't want to live in a rental, Rich. I don't want to have to deal with a landlord. I want to just do things on my own time. I want to hang a picture when I want to hang it. You know, I want to do a renovation on a property when I want to renovate it. So in that case, if you're more like that, and I have friends like that, you know, maybe buying is a better option than renting. Another unrecoverable cost, guys, when you own property here in Mexico, renting versus buying, is that you have to pay for maintenance costs. And a lot of people, and I've seen a few videos where it says, you know, it could be 1% of the value of the property you're going to pay per year in maintenance fees. I would probably say here in Mexico it's probably a lot less, because labor is a lot less than what you probably get in the United States. So we've probably invested, I'd say probably a couple of $1,000 in the past couple of years by painting and changing bits and pieces, but very, very little in maintenance costs. So finally, guys, should you rent versus buy here in Mexico? I believe it's a kind of a personal thing, and if your circumstances, you know, tell you that you should buy, well, then go ahead and buy. And if your circumstances tell you, well, you should rent, then go ahead and rent. You know, I do believe, I'm personally very happy that me and my wife, we bought a property here, and we have really been lucky, and it's appreciated quite well over the past 5 years since we've had this property. So now if we ever want to buy another property, we have a bit more play. So really it's helped us get a little bit further on the property ladder, because we started right at the bottom here in this property. So yeah, we've just ridden. But saying that, guys, is property always going to go up? Probably no. I mean, it's bound to be probably no. We could hope that property always goes up and up and up, and being homeowners, but history tells us that we always have these highs and lows and dips in property prices, and I think that's going to happen here in Mexico, possibly in the next couple of years. You know, it's up to you guys. I'm sure you'll make the right decision, and thank you again for watching, guys. Please consider subscribing if you haven't already subscribed to my channel. I upload videos every single week here on real estate, lifestyle related stuff. So thank you again for watching, guys. Hasta luego, amigos.